Cain and Abel. Scene 1. The Brothers. A Neolithic settlement. A handful of families clustered near a river. Mud brick homes, reed roofs, sheep pens, grain stores. Life is fragile here. Children die young. Men rarely see 40. 2 brothers. Abel, 17. Still more boy than man, but crossing the threshold. His hair is long, past his shoulders, the way young men wear it before life beats them down. His beard is just coming in, soft, uneven, the beard of someone who doesn't yet need to shave. His eyes are what you notice, open, unguarded. He looks at the world like it might be good. He keeps sheep. You see him on the hillside in the early morning, mist still clinging to the grass, a lamb folded in his arms. He is singing, not performing, just singing, the way you breathe. The animals press close to him. They know his voice. He moves through the village like water. Everyone likes him, not because he tries. He doesn't try. He simply is, and people are drawn to it. The old women save him the best bread. The children follow him to the pastures. The men clap his shoulder and call him lucky. He doesn't know he's lucky. He thinks this is just how life is. Cain, 21, old enough to feel the weight of expectation. His face is already weathered, jaw tight, eyes narrowed against sun and wind and something else. His hair is hacked short, practical. His stubble is uneven because he scrapes it with a dull blade when he remembers. His hands are thick with calluses. He works the fields. He was given this role, or he took it. The distinction has blurred. He is the elder son, the responsible one. While Abel wanders with sheep and songs, Cain is digging irrigation channels, clearing stones, building walls to mark what is his. He is good at what he does. He has expanded the family's cultivated land beyond what anyone expected. The village respects him. They do not love him, but they respect him. And Cain tells himself, this is better. Love is for children. Respect is for men. He does not sing. He does not wander. He wakes before dawn and works until his body fails him. This is who he is. Scene 2. The girl. Her name doesn't matter. The village knows her as the beautiful one. She is 16. Dark hair, dark eyes, a way of moving that makes young men forget their words. But it's not just beauty. The village has other pretty girls. It's something else. A lightness, a joy in being alive. When she laughs, you want to know what's funny. When she's silent, you want to know what she's thinking. Every young man in the village has noticed her, Cain among them. He watches her from his fields. He doesn't mean to. The work is demanding. There's no time for distraction. But his eyes find her anyway, drawing water from the well, grinding grain with the other women, walking through the settlement with that unconscious grace. He imagines approaching her, imagines what he would say. He could offer her security. He is building something, land, grain stores, a future. He works harder than any man in the village. He could provide for her. But whenever he's near her, his throat tightens. The words don't come. He is eloquent about soil composition and irrigation timing. He has nothing to say to a girl, so he watches, and he waits, and he tells himself, when the time is right, when he has built enough, when he has proven himself beyond doubt, then he will speak. Scene 3. The choice. A feast day. The village gathered, firelight and music, and young people finding excuses to be near each other. Cain stands at the edge, arms crossed. He has cleaned himself up, scraped his face, put on his least worn tunic. He watches her across the fire. Abel is there too. Of course. Abel is always at the center of things. He is telling a story, something about a lost lamb. and the group around him is laughing. She is laughing, her head tilted back, her throat exposed, the firelight dancing on her skin. Abel glances up, catches her eye, holds it. Something passes between them. Cain sees it. Everyone sees it. Abel rises, crosses to her, says something Cain can't hear. She smiles. They walk together, away from the fire, into the darkness beyond the settlement. Cain watches them go. His hands are fists at his sides. Days pass. The village hums with it. Abel and the girl, walking together, sitting together on the hillside. He brings her wildflowers, foolish, impractical, the kind of gesture Cain would never waste time on. She weaves them into her hair. Cain works his fields. He works longer hours now, before first light, after last light. The soil understands him. The soil doesn't choose someone else. The marriage is announced. Abel and the girl. Her father approved. Abel's prospects are modest, but the family is respected. And besides, his daughter's preference was clear. Cain is not at the wedding feast. He is in his fields, digging a new irrigation channel. The distant sounds of celebration drift across the settlement. Drums, laughter, singing. He digs until his hands bleed. He does not stop. Scene 4. The morning after. Dawn. Pale light. Cain is already in his fields. He did not sleep. He sees them emerge from Abel's home. The home Abel built at the edge of the settlement, near the pastures. Modest, small. Nothing compared to what Cain could have provided. Abel stretches in the morning light. The girl appears behind him, wrapping a shawl around her shoulders. Abel turns, touches her face, says something. She laughs. He kisses her forehead. They are golden. They are complete. They have everything. Cain's hands tighten on his hoe. The wood creaks. He returns to his work. He does not look at them again. But something has shifted. Something that was wounded is now poisoned. Scene 5, the offering. 3 weeks later, the time of first fruits. The village gathers at the high place to make offerings. Cain has prepared carefully. His grain is the finest of his harvest. He sorted it himself, removed every imperfect kernel. He has arranged it beautifully. This will be his moment. The village will see, she will see. They will understand what they overlooked. Abel brings a lamb, the firstborn of his small flock. He carries it like a child, cradled against his chest. He has not prepared a presentation. He simply brings what he has, with an open heart. The offerings are made. The smoke rises. Abel's offering, the smoke climbs straight toward heaven, a clean white column. The village murmurs approval. The elder nods. Abel kneels, head bowed, not performing humility, but simply being humble. Cain's offering, the smoke falters, scatters. The wind takes it sideways, disperses it into nothing. Silence? The elder says nothing. He doesn't have to. Cain sees the glances, the pity, the confirmation of what they already suspected. Something is wrong with the older brother. Something has always been wrong. He looks across the gathered crowd. The girl is there, standing close to Abel. Her hand rests on Abel's arm. She is not looking at Cain. She is looking at her husband with pride. Cain's face collapses, falls. Something in him breaks, and something else locks into place. He walks away from the high place. No one calls after him. Scene 6, the night, darkness. Cain sits outside the settlement. Beyond the fields he has worked so hard to build. A half moon. The sound of distant laughter from the village. They are still celebrating. Abel's blessing. Abel's favor. A voice. Not external, interior. The kind you hear between heartbeats. Cain. He does not answer. Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen? He laughs. It is not a good sound. If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Its desire is for you, but you must rule over it. Sin, crouching, waiting, he feels it. The thing behind his ribs, coiled and patient. It has been growing for weeks, maybe longer, maybe his whole life. Rule over it, the voice says. But the voice is asking him to accept, to surrender, to look at Abel's blessing and say, he deserves this, and I do not. And Cain cannot say this. He cannot even think it. He stands. He walks back toward the village. He does not answer the voice. Scene 7, the field. The next morning, early, mist on the ground, Cain finds Abel preparing to take the sheep out. The girl is still inside, still sleeping. Newlyweds. They stay up late. They sleep in. They have that luxury. Brother, Cain's voice is flat, controlled. Walk with me. I want to show you something. Abel looks at him, a flicker of something. Concern, maybe. They have barely spoken in weeks. But this is his brother, his only brother. Of course! They walk in silence, past the cultivated fields, past the grazing lands, into the open country where no one goes. Abel tries to talk about the sheep, about the weather, about nothing. Cain says nothing. He walks slightly behind. They reach a hollow between two hills, hidden from the village, hidden from everything. Abel turns. What did you want to show me? Cain stares at him. The long hair, the soft eyes, the easy smile that is just now beginning to fade into confusion. Why? The word comes out broken. Why you? Cain, she chose you. The offering was accepted for you. Everything. Always you. Brother, you don't try. You don't work. You don't earn anything. And it all flows to you anyway. Abel steps forward, his hand reaching out. Cain, whatever is wrong between us, what's wrong is that you exist. The words hang in the air. Abel's face shifts. He understands now. Too late. Cain moves. We don't see the violence. We see Abel's face. The surprise, the strange calm that settles over him at the end. We see Cain's shadow falling across him. We hear the sound, then stillness. Abel lies on the ground, his eyes open to the sky. 17 years old, still more boy than man. His soft beard, his long hair spread in the dirt, the blood pooling beneath him, soaking into the earth. Cain stands over him, breathing hard, hands wet. He waits to feel relief. He waits to feel triumph. He feels nothing. The emptiness is still there. It is larger now. He looks at his hands. He looks at his brother. He looks at the sky, the hills, the silence. It solved nothing. Abel is gone, and Cain is still Cain. Scene 8, the return. He walks back toward the village. He does not run. Running would raise questions. The voice comes. Where is Abel, your brother? I don't know. He keeps walking. Am I my brother's keeper? The defiance tastes like ash. What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. He stops, looks down at his feet. The earth. Somewhere behind him, his brother's blood is seeping into the soil. The same soil he has worked. The same soil that would not accept his offering. Now it has Abel in it. And it is crying out. Scene 9, the curse. You are cursed from the ground. When you work it, it will no longer yield its strength. You will be a fugitive and wanderer on the earth. The ground, his ground, the only thing he was good at, the only identity he had, taken. Now, finally, he breaks. My punishment is greater than I can bear. You have driven me from the ground. From your face I will be hidden. I will be a restless wanderer, and whoever finds me will kill me. He is on his knees, shaking. This is grief. But listen to what he grieves. My punishment, my exile, my danger. Not Abel, not the girl who will wait for her husband and never see him again. Not his parents, who will bury one son and lose the other. He mourns only himself. Scene 10, the girl. One final image before Cain leaves. The girl, standing at the edge of the settlement. She has heard something, a cry from the fields, the sound of the men running out to search. She stands in the doorway of the home Abel built for her. Her hand on the doorframe, her eyes scanning the horizon. She doesn't know yet. She still thinks he's coming back. She's thinking about what she'll make for dinner. She's thinking about the name they discussed last night, whispering in the dark, in case, someday, there's a child. Cain sees her as he passes, skirting the edge of the village. She doesn't see him. She's looking the wrong direction, toward the pastures, where Abel should be. He could stop. He could tell her. He could face what he's done. He keeps walking. Scene 11, the wandering. The men finding Abel's body in the hollow between the hills. The cry that goes up, the wailing of the women, the girl collapsing, the older women holding her, her screams carrying across the settlement, the sound of someone whose future has been murdered. And Cain, far away now, walking east, into empty country, the land of Nod, the land of wandering. Scene 12, the first winter. Cain nearly dies. He does not know how to live without the ground. His whole life has been planting, harvesting, storing. Now the earth refuses him. He clears a patch of land, plants seeds he carried from home. Nothing grows. The soil mocks him. He eats roots. He eats insects. He drinks from muddy streams. His body shrinks. His ribs show through his skin. One night, shivering in a makeshift shelter, he understands. He will not survive this way. The curse is real. The ground will not yield to him. He must find another way to eat. Scene 13, the discovery. He wanders into another settlement, smaller than his home village, a few families, a few fields, a few sheep. He watches from the hills for 2 days, learns their patterns. The men leave at dawn to work the fields. The women stay with the children. There is one storage pit where they keep their grain. On the third night, he enters. He does not ask. He takes, fills a sack with grain, dried meat, a clay jar of oil. He is almost out when a woman sees him, an old woman, too slow to run, too weak to fight. She opens her mouth to scream. Cain raises his hand, the hand that killed his brother. She goes silent, her eyes wide. She sees something in his face, the emptiness, the capacity. She knows he will do it. He backs out of the settlement. She does not scream. She does not move until he is gone. He eats well that week. The food lasts, but it runs out, as food does. And now he knows something. He knows that the threat of violence is its own kind of harvest. You do not need the ground to yield. You need people to yield. This is the knowledge that will build empires. Scene 14, the gathering. Cain is not the only exile. The land of Nod is full of them. Men cast out of their villages for crimes, for failures, for being too violent or too strange. They survive at the margins, scavenging, stealing, dying alone. Cain begins to find them, one by one. He does not offer friendship. He offers something better, organization. Alone, we starve. Together, we take what we need. The first to join him is a young man named Tubal, quick with his hands, quicker with a blade he fashioned from flint. Then an older man, Mehujael, who was exiled for killing a neighbor's goat. Then others, men with nothing to lose, men who understand that the world has already rejected them. Cain gives them what they've never had: a place, a purpose, rules. His rules are simple: no fighting among themselves, no taking from each other, all violence directed outward, toward those who have what they need. They call him Father, not because he is kind, because he is strong. Scene 15, the first raid, a settlement to the south, larger than the others Cain has seen. 50, maybe 60 people, good fields, fat sheep, a granary that could feed his men for months. They come at dawn, 12 of them, carrying clubs and flint knives. The villagers have never seen anything like this. They know theft, a desperate man sneaking in at night. They do not know war. They do not know organized violence. Cain walks into the center of the settlement, while his men fan out to the edges. He carries a club, but he does not raise it. He speaks calmly, almost gently. "We are not here to kill you. We are here to protect you." The village elder, a weathered man, not unlike Cain's own father, steps forward. "Protect us from what?" Cain smiles. It does not reach his eyes. "From us." The terms are simple: 1/10 of their harvest, 1/10 of their livestock, delivered to Cain's camp at the new moon every month. In exchange, Cain's men will not burn their homes, will not take their women, will not kill their children. "This is robbery," the elder says. "This is order," Cain replies. "The world is full of men like me. Would you rather deal with me or with the ones who come after I'm gone?" The elder looks at the men ringing his village. He looks at his people, the women clutching their children, the young men with their farming tools. No match for these hardened exiles. He agrees. Scene 16, the system. Cain does not take everything. This is his genius. He takes enough to feed his men, to grow his power, but he leaves enough for the villages to survive, to plant next season, to raise new lambs. A dead village produces nothing. A terrified village produces indefinitely. He visits each settlement on a rotation. He remembers names. He asks about their children, their crops, their health. He is not cruel. Cruelty is inefficient. He is simply inevitable. Some villages resist. They hide grain, undercount their sheep, claim the harvest was poor. Cain makes an example of one of them, burns the granary, kills the men who organized the deception, leaves the women and children alive. They will tell the story to the other villages. After that, no one resists. Scene 17, the city. Years pass. Cain's operation grows. He controls a dozen settlements, then 24. His men number in the hundreds. They are not a gang anymore. They are an army. He chooses a site for a permanent base, a hill with a good view of the surrounding plains. Water nearby, defensible. He builds walls. The first walls ever built, not to keep animals in, but to keep enemies out. Mud brick at first, then stone, as his labor force grows. Towers at the corners, a gate that can be barred. Inside the walls, order. His men have quarters. There are storehouses for the tribute that flows in from the settlements. There are smiths now, Tubal's sons, forging bronze weapons, the first the world has seen. There are women, some willing, some not. He calls the city Enoch, after his firstborn son, the son who will inherit all of this. The first city, built on blood, built on the simple discovery that violence, organized and sustained, is more efficient than farming. Scene 18, the throne. Cain is 40 now. His hair is gray at the temples. His face is a map of scars and weather. He sits on a raised platform in the center of his city. Not a throne, not yet, but something like it. Men come to him with disputes. He judges. His word is final. There is no appeal. Tribute caravans arrive from the settlements. Grain, oil, livestock, bronze, cloth. The wealth flows upward, always upward, to the man who first discovered that fear is a crop you can harvest year-round. He has wives now, several, the most beautiful women from the conquered settlements, given as gifts or taken as prizes. He does not love them. He is not sure he can love, but they give him sons, and sons are power. At night, he stands on the walls of his city and looks out at the land he controls. Hundreds of miles, thousands of people, all of them working in one way or another for him. He built this, not from the ground. The ground rejected him. From something older, something the ground cannot refuse. Fear. Scene 19. The memory. But sometimes, in the quiet hours before dawn, he remembers. A hillside, mist on the grass. A boy with long hair and soft eyes, carrying a lamb. A girl weaving wildflowers into her hair. A hollow between two hills, blood soaking into the earth. He does not feel guilt. Guilt is for the weak. He feels absence, a hole where something used to be, something he cannot name because he never fully had it. He was never poor in spirit. He never mourned, not truly, not for anyone but himself. He never hungered for righteousness. He was never merciful. He built a kingdom. He became a god to these people. And he is emptier now than he was in that field, standing over his brother's body. The curse was not the wandering. The curse was not the ground's refusal. The curse was becoming this, and not even knowing what he lost. Scene 20, the legacy. Cain dies old. A rarity in any age, a miracle in his. He dies in his bed, in his city, surrounded by his sons. His funeral is elaborate. His body is placed in a stone chamber beneath the city he built. His sons carve his name into the walls. They pour out wine and oil. They slaughter animals in his honor. He is the first king. He invented kingship. He invented taxation. He invented the standing army. He invented the protection racket that would later be called government. His descendants will refine his methods. Lamech, his great-great-grandson, will boast of killing men for minor offenses. If Cain's revenge is sevenfold, then Lamech's is 77-fold. The violence multiplies. It always does. The city of Enoch will grow. Other cities will rise in imitation. Walls and armies and tribute systems spreading across the land. This is Cain's legacy. This is what worldly grief produces. Not a single death, a way of being, a structure, a system that will grind human beings into dust for 10,000 years and call it civilization. Scene 21, the other line. But the story does not end there. Somewhere far from Enoch, in a settlement that never submitted to Cain's rule, a woman holds a newborn. She is old, too old, everyone thought, for children. But here he is, a boy, healthy, crying, alive. She names him Seth, appointed. God has appointed for me another offspring, she says, in place of Abel, whom Cain killed. The boy grows. He has his mother's eyes. He keeps sheep, like his uncle did. He sings, like his uncle did. He looks at the world like it might be good. He has a son and names him Enosh. And the text says, at that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. Not in Enoch, not in the city of walls and bronze and fear, out here, in the margins, among the shepherds and the poor in spirit, among those who have nothing to offer but their need. The other line begins. Final image, split screen. On one side, the city of Enoch. Walls of stone, bronze gates, soldiers on the parapets. Lamech's voice echoing, "I have killed a man for wounding me." On the other side, a hillside at dawn. Mist on the grass. A shepherd sitting on a rock, a lamb in his lap, singing. The two lines, the two ways, the two humanities. One builds empires on blood. The other calls on the name of the Lord. Both are still with us.